Hello students, welcome to the class of microwave engineering. Today we'll be discussing the gun diode as an oscillator. The reference is Samuel Y. Liao, Microwave Devices and Circuits. See, gun diode acts as an oscillator in the microwave domain. That is, a typical oscillating frequency will be of the order of gigahertz. In the last video, we have discussed how differential resistance can occur when an electric field is gradually increased in a multi-value semiconductor compound such as N-type gallium arsenide. Actually, this kind of oscillation can happen in other binary semiconductors also, but today we'll be focusing on gallium arsenide only because Gunn first discovered the Gunn effect on N-type gallium arsenide. Here we'll discuss how a decrease in grid velocity with increasing electric field can lead to the formation of high field domain for microwave generation. So see, the decrease in grid velocity with increasing electric field. This is the region that we are talking about. Decrease in grid velocity and with increasing in electric field. So keeping J curve in mind, this is the most important curve which have already been discussed in the previous video. We'll see how a high field domain is created in the gallium arsenide specimen. This high field domain only acts like a pulse with a very high frequency of the order of 10 to the power 9 Hz, and in the external circuit against a load, this can work as a source of microwave oscillation. So in the N-type gallium arsenide, the majority carriers as electrons. Okay, so when a small voltage is applied to the diode, the electric field and conduction current density are in uniform throughout the diode. Small voltage means this is the region that we are talking about. This is the region of small voltage, up to which with increase in electric field intensity, the current density also increases. So this is an ohmic region. Now the situation becomes a bit different. In the falling edge of the J curve. In the falling edge of the J curve indicated by the red arrow over here. Let us assume at point A, the point A is on a falling edge of the J curve. On the J curve, there exists an excess of negative charge that would be caused due to at A there will be some excess of negative charge that is caused due to permanent non-uniformity in the doping in the N-type gallium arsenide. So what is being told over here, let us see that suppose we have got a gallium arsenide specimen over here. This is the gallium arsenide specimen of length L, of length capital L. Now it is biased. This is the cathode and this is the anode, and in external circuit let us put a load. So in the external circuit we have put a load. Now what will happen, suppose in a particular region there is non-uniformity in doping. Suppose the doping is less. If the doping is less, then what will happen, that particular region will have lesser amount of majority carriers. So this particular region will be having lesser number of majority carriers. So as the majority carriers are less, the resistance will increase, and so the voltage drop against it will increase. Now the voltage drop is given by V, it's a variable source. We can increase the voltage, and we know E equal to V upon D, that is the intensity is equal to voltage by distance. So as in this region, the charge carriers are less, so resistance is more, so there will be a kind of peak in this particular area, and intensity will be higher in this particular area. So if we plot the intensity over here, it will be something like this. Now this will be your intensity, and this will be your length. Now if this intensity happens to be more than the critical value of the intensity in the JE curve, suppose this intensity lies in this particular portion, and this is your A, the point A we have talked about, then something else will also happen. See, this is in the negative differential region, point A. So in a negative differential resistance region, we know the velocity gradient is negative. As the conductivity is negative, conductivity is directly proportional to the velocity of the charge carriers. So velocity gradient has to be negative. That means if 50 electrons, let us suppose if 50 electrons comes at point A, then lesser number of electrons will leave point A. Suppose 50 electrons comes over here, then 40 electrons say leave this particular position per second. So per second there will be an accumulation of 10 electrons in this area. So there will be an accumulation of electron in this area. So as the accumulation of electrons is increasing, so what will happen, that the domain will also increase, keep on increasing. Now how far this will go? See, there are two field intensity over here along the length L. Now this is your higher intensity E2, and this is your lesser intensity E1. Now higher intensity will move along this direction, and lesser intensity will move along this direction, until and unless they find a particular position where the velocities are equal and both are increasing. So suppose we reach a particular this point, suppose this is point 1 and this is your point 2. So the higher electric field intensity E2 moves along this direction and reach at this particular point, and the lower intensity move along this direction and reach at this point, and at this point the velocities are equal. So there will be no more increment of the high field domain, and it will be stable, a stable high field domain, and it will now move along the length of the specimen of gallium arsenide. This is the gallium arsenide, and this is positive and this is your negative. So what we understand, that the whole thing started with a non-uniform doping over here. The intensity increases, and in the process of increment of intensity, if we are at point A, that is the negative differential region, then the amount of electrons coming into A is more than going outside of A. So there will be a gradual accumulation of electrons in this place. So the intensity will keep on increasing. How far they will increase? As long as the high field intensity along this direction and low field intensity along this direction, they come at a particular point like 1 and 2, where the two velocities are equal. Then what happens? This particular high field domain becomes stable, and it starts to move with its own velocity, the velocity at point 1 and 2, and it reaches the anode, So in the external circuit, we get a pulse. So that is the physics of this particular gallium arsenide diode microwave oscillation. Now let us get back to the original slide. Suppose the doping is less at a point that we have already talked about, which means less of majority carriers. This will increase the local resistivity and hence intensity will be increased over here, that we have already discussed. If field is increased at a point high field, and if this field on the trailing edge of the JE curve, that is the trailing edge of the JE curve, then with more increase in the field, velocity will decrease. Hence, if the diode is biased at point EA, on the JE curve, the carriers flowing into the point A, will be higher than going outside of A. So thereby increasing the excess negative charge at A. So there will be an accumulation of negative charge at A. So with the creation of a high field domain, so as there will be increase of negative charge, so there will be the intensity will increase, and the intensity increase up to a certain extent until a stability is found. So what we got over here is a low and high field region, This is an unstable condition, so it will grow until the low and high fields both reach values outside. The high field will move along this direction and the low field will move along this direction. Negative differential resistance region, and settle at a point 1 and 2, when both the velocities are equal. So that is the final stable state of the high field domain, and it will cross the entire length of L in a very short period of time, giving in the external circuit a microwave oscillation. So see, this is the physics of basic microwave oscillation in a Gunn effect diode. We have discussed in gallium arsenide. It was a bulk semiconductor. We have created a negative differential region that we have explained from a two-valley theory, and we can see due to the creation of a high field domain, that is very important, how in the external circuit a microwave oscillation can be found. Hope the things are clear to you right now. If there is any difficulty, you can write to me. Thanks for your kind attention. Bye.